Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Bruce Starr Show, the Love Coach Show. I have a very different and interesting kind of show for you today. Our exec producer, Cece, asked me to get more shows on sports and business in addition to doing just relationship shows, and that gave me the opportunity to take advantage of something I've been doing the last couple of months here in Jupiter, Florida. We recently moved to a development that's right across the street from Roger Dean Stadium. And Roger Dean Stadium is where the St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins play their spring training games. And when they're done, their minor league teams, the Palm Beach Cardinals and the Jupiter-Hammerheads for the Marlins, they play for the rest of the spring and summer at level A of the minor league Florida State League. And I go to the games a lot and actually sit right behind the relief pitchers where they sit at the game. And I've gotten to know a lot of the players. And it's been very interesting to learn what they think, learn what's going on with them in such a precarious level of baseball. Because you have the major leagues way up top, you have the AAA team, you have the AA team, you have the high A, and you have the low A. This group is the high A, but they have to jump to AA, to AAA, to get to the majors. And believe me, they make very little money and have very few of the creature comforts that they have in the major leagues. And they have a tremendous ambition to rise to higher levels of competition rather than staying where they are. So I know that very few people know much about the private lives of professional baseball players, and they know absolutely nothing about the private lives of minor league baseball players that are so wanting to take that next step and play in the major leagues. So what I did was I asked the good folks at Roger Dean Stadium to arrange a couple of interviews for me, and I have two very intriguing minor leaguers that you're going to meet. You're going to meet Nick Neuman, who came to the Marlins from the Pirate organization, the Pittsburgh Pirate organization, and you're also going to meet Garrett Cortright, who came to the Marlins from the Baltimore Orioles organization. And although I didn't get a chance to spend that much time with them at these interviews, I think you're going to get an interesting insight into what goes into the life and the thinking of a low A minor league baseball player who just loves the game so much that they're sticking with it no matter what the future challenges may be. So let's take a break for these brief but important messages, and when we come back, you're going to hear interviews that I did, first with Nick Neuman from Connecticut, and then with Garrett Cortright, who grew up in Buffalo. So don't go away. We will be right back.
You're listening to WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, Singles Talk Radio Channel, where we take a lighthearted and candid approach to discussions on the journey of relationship loss, divorce, parenting, being single, relationships building, dating, and yes, sex. Join our listeners and begin living your best life.
When businesses want short-term answers for problems they have not been able to solve on their own, they bring in knowledgeable, experienced consultants. Why not do the same for your long-term challenges and problems concerning love, sex, dating, and your relationships? An experienced relationship coach can help you through understand and cast aside fear and intimacy issues that have prevented you from having the happiness you deserve. You have worked long and hard and have everything but love in your life. Why not have your own relationship coach guide you through every step of the process that will bring you closer to having a soulmate in your life? Don't wait another minute to let go of destructive, unproductive habits to find love. Mention you heard this on my show and receive a free 10-minute consultation. Contact me at lovecoach@AOL.com. That's LUVCOACH@AOL.com. Or call me at 561-444-7895. That's 561-444-7895. A relationship coach can help you have everything and love in your life.
All right, and welcome back to the Bruce Starr Show, the Love Coach Show. I have a very interesting interview coming up right now with minor leaguer Nick Neuman, who plays as a relief pitcher for the Jupiter-Hammerheads, Class A minor league baseball player. So here's our interview with minor leaguer Nick Neuman. Hi, everybody. I want to welcome you to the show. My guest today is Nick Neuman. Nick is a single A Jupiter Hammerhead, and you grew up in Connecticut. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on the show is I don't know that many people that have started in Connecticut. You have New York and California, Texas.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
So I wanted to give people like an inside look to, I don't even know if people know inside looks to major leaguers. I thought it'd be really interesting to get an inside look at minor leaguers, what where they came from. Tell me a little bit about where you were growing up, relationships with your family, how are they supporting your effort, your coaches, things like that.
Like I grew up in a small town, Middletown, Connecticut. I went to Central Connecticut State University, which is a small D1 school in the Northeast Conference. A lot of cold baseball in that area. I have really good relationships with my family. They're always checking in on me. They're a huge support system back home. All my college coaches, same thing, they check in all the time. Anytime I ever need anything, they're always there. They're another huge support system that I have. Probably one of the biggest support systems I have is my girlfriend back home. Yeah, there is a lot of support back home.
Tell me about high school and up. Tell me about what baseball was like for you then, what your relationship was like with your coach, and did he really support you and try to get the best out of you?
Oh, yeah. My high school coach, his name was Jason Sarah, he gave me an opportunity, and, he had a lot of faith in my talent and abilities on the field. And he gave me my first shot and kind of just went from there.
So what were you doing there? Were you a starter?
I was a starter. Yeah, I was a starter all the way up through high school, summer baseball, Babe Ruth. I was a starter in college, and then as soon as I got drafted, they moved me over to the bullpen.
So when did you know that you were serious about baseball? When did you know that it was something you really wanted to do?
It's kind of hard to put a date on that one. Probably when I was back in middle school. Just fell in love with it. And then from that point on, just always knew I wanted to play professionally.
Were you better than the average guys there and knew that you had better skills than maybe some of the others?
To be honest, no. I had to work really hard. I was definitely a hard worker growing up. Through closer to the time when I was a junior, senior in high school, my talent had definitely, surpassed those around me, but it didn't come easy. I definitely had to work for it.
And tell me about getting to being paid. What was that process like from going from college to getting drafted? Tell me about that.
I mean, it was awesome. You work your whole life to achieve that goal, and when it happens, it's kind of an undescribable feeling. And now, I play the game I love for free, and now it's nice that I kind of get to get paid for it.
And so I know that the pay that you get in the minor leagues is, way different than you hear about and read about. And I would think that a lot of the players out there need the support of family to really be able to hang in there.
Yeah, I definitely, there's a lot of support with that back home. Girlfriend's parents, they know kind of the struggle that you go through here, and to make ends meet. So there's a lot of help from back home. So that's really nice.
And the way we've gotten to know each other, I go to the games and sit behind you guys, and I really like the idea of, you can tell that there's a lot of camaraderie. You can tell that there's a lot of friendship and support. Tell me about the importance that means to you to be playing with guys that you like and like each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the team chemistry just builds trust. You trust that the guys are going to show up every day and do what they're supposed to do. You trust that they're going to come here and work hard, and I think that that's what, holding everybody accountable, holding everybody to a standard, it definitely helps. Team chemistry is very important.
Tell me about your progress so far, kind of where you started, how long you were at each level, where you are now, and what your goals and aspirations are.
Well, originally I was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's who I was drafted by. And I started off in short season single A, which was in New York Penn League, up in Jamestown, New York. And I kind of spent a year at each level. So the year after that I was in West Virginia in low A, with the West Virginia Power. Last year I was in High A Bradenton in the Florida State League. Went into this spring training, unfortunately got released by them, but was lucky enough to get another opportunity with the Marlins. Very appreciative of that. So now I'm repeating in the Florida State League again. But, definitely goals to be a major leaguer. I think that's what everybody's goal is.
Single A is surprisingly a lot more competitive than people would imagine who really don't know a lot about the sport.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the hitters are not doing that well against the batters. Mm-hmm. I mean, against the pitchers, and you guys are doing a great job out of the bullpen, and that really helps. Tell me about the bullpen and the guys around you and how you've done this year.
This year it's been a little bit of an adjustment here, but I think that our bullpen, so far has been really strong. And hitters are working hard every day, and we're just trying to pick each other up. We have a bad game, they're trying to pick us up, and when they have a bad game, we try to pick them up. So we try to work together and just play as one.
Thank you, Nick Neuman. I really appreciate spending time with me.
Thank you.
And we'll see you at the game.
All right.
All right, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's take a break from these interviews. My name is Bruce Starr. You're listening to Bruce Starr Show, the Love Coach Show. We're interviewing minor league players to find out a little bit about their lives as minor leaguers, trying to make their way up to the majors. Let's take a break for these brief but important messages, and when we come back, an interview with Garrett Cortright, 6'5", relief pitcher for the Jupiter-Hammerheads. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is Cece Schatz, and I'm an inspirational speaker, divorce, life, and transitional coach with a unique style of healing from within. With that, been here, done that approach to life. I hope you'll join me each and every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with Going Solo with Cece, where we bring you educational, informative discussions through the devastation feelings of divorce to finding yourself and redefining your best life. We will take a lighthearted and candid approach to discussions on the journey of divorce, parenting, being single, relationships, dating, and yes, sex. So be sure to tune in every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with Going Solo with Cece.
Thank you so much for staying with us. This is the Bruce Starr Show, the Love Coach Show. I'm interviewing minor league baseball players with the Jupiter Hammerheads. Happen to live right across the street from them. Get to go over there almost every day. And I've gotten to know some of the players, and I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to learn about the sort of inside story, the personal lives of a professional athlete, not at the major league level, and the persistence it must take to hang in there with the kind of probably very minor pay that they receive. And some of those players have been at it for 3, 4, 5 years at this minor league level. And we're finding out a little bit about what it takes to be to stay in the minors, to aim towards being a major leaguer. So now we have Garrett Cortright, and he's going to be with us now. So let's get right to that interview. I want to thank you so much, Garrett, for being a part of my show.
Of course. Yeah.
It's been really nice to get to know you a little bit at a time at the games, sit behind you and listen to all the trash talk and all.
Oh, no, never. Never.
No, you guys are great, and that's why I wanted to have you be a part of my family on the show here. But I really like the idea of finding out about the person. Yeah. So tell me about where you grew up, what your family life was like, and how you started developing as a ball player.
It's a good story, actually. Born in Buffalo, New York. Moved to Richmond, Virginia, just south of Richmond, Southern Virginia, when I was about 3 years old. Kind of developed a little bit of baseball childhood there. Little League, travel team, tried out for the high school, made it. Moved back to Buffalo with the folks when I was a sophomore in high school. And then went to Frontier High School in Hamburg, New York. Terrific coaching staff, Mike Morlock. Kind of developed me a little bit as a pitcher. Threw me in there in some games. Junior year was very successful. Committed to Canisius College in Buffalo, New York.
They go after you?
Yeah, they were at the games. They offered a scholarship. Was blessed for them to offer me a scholarship. Pretty much went there, competed for 3 years, got drafted by the Baltimore Orioles.
How'd that feel? Tell me about that process to go from, high school, college to, wait a second here, this is getting serious.
Yeah, it started to get serious my junior year of high school. I started competing and having success and getting kind of a lot of offers from a bunch of D1 schools in the area, some outside of the area, but Canisius was a great fit for me. Competed freshman year, struggled the first half, finished out really strong. Sophomore year was successful, good. Junior year was pretty solid. Drafted Orioles, terrific organization. Have a lot of respect for those guys. Love the coaching staff. Alan Mills taught me almost everything that I know the past 4 years. But I was blessed to come over here to the Marlins.
How'd that happen?
I was released by the Orioles with a couple days left in spring this year. And
so you were out of options, or
no? They just voided my contract and said, we know you can get picked up by another team, so we're not going to put you in a situation to where you're not happy. So they're like, all right, just go out, see what you can find. The Marlins called me 3 days later and said, we have a spot for you. And I couldn't be happier and couldn't wait to join the organization.
I know you've been on a few different levels.
Yeah.
And tell me about playing at the different levels, because really what this is about for me is to let people know what it's like to be a minor leaguer.
Yeah.
They don't even know what it's like to be a major leaguer. We see it on TV, but I'd really like to get to know the inside of what it's like to be a minor leaguer.
It gets better as it goes up. Start at the short season level when you first get drafted. Aberdeen was terrific, great place to be, good atmosphere. Delmarva, travel was crazy. We'd be sitting on the bus for 13, 14 hours, have to play a game the next day. Advanced day, which is where we are now, for the Orioles was great. Carolina League, get to see a lot of cool towns, Winston-Salem. Frederick is a great town, good fans. AA was in Bowie, Maryland. That was great. Really good competition. The level jump from the high A to AA is extreme.
Wow.
It's the biggest jump that you'll see. The competition is just superior once you get to AA.
You said you spent a couple of games in AAA?
Yeah, I got called up to AAA last year after rehabbing my shoulder a little bit from a little tweak, no injury, just a little tweak. Went up to AAA, competed in Scranton, PA, which is the AAA for the Yankees. Pitched for Norfolk. So that was really cool. And then went back down to AA and spent the majority of the season there. So.
You're pretty tall. Tell us about your height and your weight.
I'm 6'6". I'll fluctuate between 215 and 220. Good days, bad days.
And I know that I really enjoy spending time with you guys, behind your bench.
Yeah.
Tell me about the camaraderie that you have with the other guys.
Bullpen is a family, and we love to see each other do well. And when we're not doing well, we pick each other up. It's simple as that. We hang out together all the time, off the field, on the field, in the bullpen, during stretch. We're always together, and we've built a very good relationship here in the Jupiter-Hammerheads.
Garrett Cortright, thank you so much for spending time with me. I appreciate it, and I'll be seeing you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Pleasure.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks. And let's take a break for these messages, and we will be right back with learning more about relationships in the world of professional baseball. Don't go away.
You're listening to WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, Singles Talk Radio Channel, where we take a lighthearted and candid approach to discussions on the journey of relationship loss, divorce, parenting, being single, relationships building, dating, and yes, sex. Join our listeners and begin living your best life.
And welcome back to the Bruce Starr Show, Love Coach Show. So this show is a combination of learning about professional athletes, specifically minor league baseball players. And what excites me about getting to know some of these minor league baseball players is, for instance, 3 of the guys that I've gotten to know, had lots of conversation with, just in the last 2 or 3 weeks, have gone on to AA baseball in Jacksonville, Florida. And if you are a sports fan at all, you may or might not know that several players that end up in the majors, that get called up by the majors, come from AA baseball. And so I think it's fascinating to watch the progress of these ball players, get to know them, and see them go on to possibly succeed in the major leagues. So it's been a fascinating experience. I do my best to get some more interviews over the next year, during this next year or so, with some more players that have a great chance of making it to the major leagues. So you are listening to the Bruce Starr Show, Love Coach Show. Thank you for listening, and we will see you again next time, right here at this station on this network. Bye-bye now, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Love Coach Show, hosted by me, Bruce Starr. If you would like to contact me for one-on-one relationship coaching sessions that can save you months or even years of being alone and lonely or in unhealthy dating experiences, or if you'd like me to speak to your group, company, or corporation about productive relationships, contact me at lovecoach, LUVcoach1@gmail.com, or call me at 561-203-5514. Until next time, bye-bye, everybody.